Tonight we got an easy weeknight dinner. I call this chicken caprese. You're going to want to check this recipe out. I guarantee it's going to be in your regular rotation. First thing we're going to do is get some boneless, skinless chicken thighs all trimmed up. You could use chicken breast, but I much prefer the dark meat over white meat. You're going to want to do a good job and trim these up nice and neat. Get rid of all the big chunks of fat on the outside edges. A few little pieces isn't going to bother anybody, but those big chunks are not good eating. Now here comes my trick. The thicker parts of the thigh, score them with the knife a few times, just like that. This way they'll lay nice and flat. It makes them cook more evenly. If you didn't catch it the first time, we're going to do another one here. Pay attention to what we do. Same step, remove the fat. Then we're going to flip it over, and you can see how high that one side's sitting. Couple scores until it lays flat. Okay, got them all done. Now it's time to season. Going in with some of this Prosperity Vineyards olive oil. This will not only add a little bit extra flavor to the chicken, it's going to help all the seasonings stick on good. Going to go in with some Redmond's real salt, because we're going to be using herb as the word from Crave from our main seasoning, and this is low sodium. So I always add extra salt. This is a great balanced herb seasoning. Give it a good sprinkle, and then we're going to flip them over and repeat the process on the other side. Go ahead and speed this up a little bit for you, and then after I season them, what I'm going to do is keep flipping them around a couple times after they're all seasoned. This will help the seasoning even out and the oil spread around evenly, because we're doing this in a hurry. We're going to be firing up the grill next. Got the slow and sear from SnS Grills. Going to rake the coals around a little bit. Notice that gap that I leave. I call this the View to the Grill gap, because that's where I learned it from. Check out Johnny over at View to the Grill. Another pro tip that I have for you is to run your bottom grate the opposite direction as the slow and sear grate. This will keep the small chunks of charcoal from falling down. Now when it comes to lighting it, I prefer to use my grill gun most times. This makes it go really quick. A minute or two with this, give it 5 minutes, it's ready to cook. While that heats up, let's go ahead and get the rest of this dinner going. We're going to slice up some basil. Don't mind my hand or my poor knife skills. Doesn't really matter. We're going for something a little bit rustic here anyways. So we just roll it up a little bit, and we'll run the knife through it and chop it up. A little bit coarse is fine by me. Just chop it up as fine as you want your basil. Once that's all chopped, we'll go ahead and scoop it up, put it in a bowl, and then next, it's on to the tomatoes. This will be even better when fresh tomatoes come into season, but these are greenhouse tomatoes from the supermarket. Still pretty good. Going to go ahead and slice these in half so they're easier to work with. Going to go ahead and kind of give these a rough chop somewhere around a cube or rectangle shape. But like I said, you cut them up however you like. This knife from Lamson is American made. I've got a link in my description and a discount code if you're interested. I can't recommend these Lamson products enough. Always season your tomatoes. I'm going in with some more Redmond's real salt. Just make sure you season those tomatoes because they're bland without it. Okay, they're all done. Time to put them into the bowl. And then we're going to give this cutting board a wipe because you can see how juicy that tomato was. Next, we're going to get out some fresh mozzarella, and we're going to chop that up the same way we did the tomatoes. Unlike a conventional caprese salad, we're going to be melting this cheese onto the chicken and then topping it with the tomatoes, which will also be adding oil and vinegar too. So just chop this up. I probably could have just sliced it, but I figured having it cubed, I could space it around because the chicken thighs are not consistently sized. So that's pretty good there. Just a rough chop. Now, time to get the chicken on the grill. You can see how that's laying flat because of the cuts I put in it. Get these all on, and then we'll check back. Boom, like that. They're all on. They just fit on that side. You can see that gap I left, so it's all over the heat. Going to go ahead and open up the top vent all the way. I normally try to regulate my cooks by the amount of charcoal. You can see I got the bottom one all the way open. Let's finish dressing this caprese salad now. Going in with some olive oil, again, from Prosperity Vineyards. This stuff is outstanding. Also, I've got a link and discount code for that down in my description. And the one product that you must buy from them, this balsamic vinegar from Prosperity Vineyards, is definitely by far the best balsamic vinegar I've ever had. You see it's got that nice thickness like you want in a good balsamic. Perfect balance of sweet and acid as well. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and give this chicken a flip. Get them up. They're still sticking a little bit. Probably could have waited another minute or two to turn them, but we'll get them up. They're starting to get a little bit of color, see? A few more minutes per side anyways. This chicken's only going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to cook. Depends a lot on how hot your charcoal is though. Here's a close-up look right after we flipped them all. Just keep managing those hot spots and moving around the chicken as needed. That's the key to cooking over charcoal. Once we got pretty good color and the chicken's about done, we're going to move it indirect. And then I'm going to go back in with some more of that herb is the word. Freshen up that seasoning a little bit. And then we're going to top it with that fresh mozzarella cheese. And then we'll shut the lid until this cheese is all melted and the chicken's cooked through. I'm going for around 170 degrees on chicken thighs. I like them cooked a little bit more than boneless breast would be. All right, all done. Check out this huge spatula from Lamson. It makes easy work, 2 or 3 chicken thighs at a time. And if you haven't yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Turn on notifications. Also, I'm over on Instagram. I post a ton of content over there at Rusty BBQ Lamb. Be sure to give me a follow over there. Once all this chicken's off, we're going to top it with that Caprese salad we'd made. Got to make it look nice and pretty for the thumbnail. Look at that. Look at that. And then we're going to go in with a little fresh cracked black pepper using my pepper mill from Man Kitchen. This pepper mill is really amazing how fast it grinds pepper. Let me know, what do you think of this meal? Are you crushing it?